Back again. It's 15 minutes past 10 at night. No point in coming any earlier because we've got to wait for those bees to be in the box. We've got queen in there, so all of her little compadres should be in there as well now. As you can see, I'm in quite a lot of pain. Whether you're picking it up there. As I was saying, the pain in my ear, as you're about to have a look now, look at the state of my ear. It's rather swollen up. They were calling me Mr. Potato Head for the next 3 or 4 days, but look at the size of that. Don't forget that was from a sting earlier on that day, so it wasn't in to its full size just yet. It was a lovely surprise for me in the morning. But here we go, we're going up the ladder to have a look and hoping that all the bees would be inside that nuke. And as you can see from this footage, they're not. So what a sinking feeling. It's gone 10 o'clock at night. We've had an extremely long and arduous day. The weather, the wind, everything has been a bit of a nightmare. But we've carried on, and all we was hoping at this point was all the bees would be in the box. Simple job. Just close the door on the nuke and the bees would be in there all night long. We'd come in the morning, take them to their new home. Didn't quite work out like that. So now we've got to start thinking on our toes again with our rather tired brains. What are we going to do? So we've tried to help things along. As you can see here, there's loads of bees underneath. There's actually a mesh underneath the nuke, and they're probably sticking to that because it's close to where the queen is. But they haven't quite worked it out, and it was so cold that they've basically got to a point which they festoon at, which is a way of keeping themselves all together in one place and to keep themselves warm. But we need to give them a little bit more encouragement to try and get them in that box. We try for another, I think it must be another hour. As you can see, we've sped up this footage, but we handball them basically. One by one, those bees are going in that box. And we leave just a few on the outside to sort themselves out during the night. And we're going to see what we return to the next morning. This is quite a slow and methodical little bit of the job. There's nothing we can do to speed things up. We have to basically go along with what the bees are doing. And the lower the temperatures, the slower the bees move. This is one of the last handfuls that goes in. Ricky's just lifted up a big handful of bees, as you can see, to the entrance of the nuke, and we'll slowly get them in. And then we'll be back tomorrow bright and breezy in the morning after a few hours sleep. I think it was midnight when we finally left this site. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Back again. I think this is day 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it? So as you probably remember, we was here last night. And we was expecting all these bees to be inside that box. But annoyingly, because in the English summer it was literally 15 degrees or something like that last night, the bees that hadn't quite managed to get in because it was already cold all day, what they'll do, if they can't get into their home and they're stuck outside because they can't fly in the dark, they will basically clump together in a big ball. They'll festoon, which means they link all their arms and legs together. They have arms and legs? It's just legs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just 6 legs. So they link all their legs together and hook their little fingers? But they hook them all together and festoon, basically. So there was a big clump of them underneath, there's a clump on the front, and we just couldn't get them in. We tried, but it was just too cold. It was freezing cold up here. So what we're going to do today, we've got the queen in the queen cage in there. Before we release the queen, I'm going to, because this is a little hole on these nukes that they have to get in. This is similar to what is on the queen catchers, okay? So the bees can get in and out, but the queen can't get in and out, and that's exactly the same dimensions. So what I'm going to do before we release any queen, is going to be a challenge to do this without squashing a bee, isn't it? They are very, very busy. They seem pretty laid back at the moment though. Oh, how am I going to slide that across without cutting one's head off and sending them? Oh, there we go. Get out, little bee. Go away. Come on, move, move. Let's just keep our movements down to... Luckily I've been to yoga this morning. So I'm all zenned out and nice.
I was too tired to go.
Yeah, the youngster didn't have the energy left. But these are long days that we have to do. And this is the thing, you're playing with nature at the end of the day. And sometimes, annoyingly, nature doesn't play by the rule book. So we have to adapt and overcome ourselves. So basically we've got the queen excluder on there now. There's no bees underneath. There's no bees in that chimney either. The other thing we're going to do is use our secret bee repellent on there, and we're going to try and block the chimney up as well, because a lot of them seem to be going over there and then coming back. As long as the queen can't get over there, we're laughing. Oh, see, these are robber bees as well. Look, there's one here just having a fight. Yeah, look how strong they are.
It's insane, isn't it?
Or is that just a dead one that they're getting rid of out of the nest, maybe? Go on, little beasties. Very impressive little things. Even though I've got the lovely ear. Right, should we prepare ourselves before the next bit?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to tape our arms up and make sure there's no bees getting inside my suit today.
As usual.
That really does hurt still. So, yeah, let's do that then, Rick.
Yeah, back in a minute.
Back in a minute. Beautiful, beautiful summer's day. Beautiful summer's day.
Yeah, the rain's here now.
Very much sure. You're gonna have to help me a bit. Keep lowering it. Keep lowering it.
I've got one finger on it.
Sunny out in West Brom, look.
You can actually see a band of sunshine.
Yeah, but look behind you.
And then you got this.
They're taking a cool photo down there, I think.
Yeah, I think they are.
Racing against the rain.
Ha, bless them.
Welcome to England.
Oh. Well, we've done that just in time, I think. I think we're going to have to wait a second for this rain to disappear.
That was a bit of thunder and lightning, wasn't it?
Look at that.
You want for a staycation?
You're mad to come here on holiday.
Most beautiful country in the world when the sun's out, but it's not. Did we have any summer this year, or did we have it all last year when we was all in lockdown?
We had a bit of sun in March, a bit of sun a month ago. That's been it really, hasn't it? There's a bee here.
That's coming down even heavier and heavier.
Yeah, that's bad. That is. My cracked phone is getting full of water.
Yeah, we don't like that. That's not recording. I just dropped the storm now.
Oh my god! Watch out the way. Look at it.
Well, on the bonus side of things, this might get rid of some of that pheromone that's underneath the nuke.
I could literally see that storm coming in the distance.
I'll send you that. It's on camera actually.
Yeah.
Look over there. Let's just hope it's not like this. I'm sure on my weather forecast it said it was like this 80-90% all day now. I don't think it make much difference to them.
And so much for bees not being able to fly in the rain. That's a myth. They can fly in the rain. Oh, I'm gonna have to stop recording here because it's absolutely hammering it down.
You know it's managed to do, dude.
Oh,
Send them all underneath the hive.
it has.
Yeah, and we'll run off the front. Craziness, man. We've not been chased away by the bees today. What we've been chased by is the British weather. I mean, look at this.
Unbelievable.
Now, the annoyance of this is, right, now, I don't know about you, Ricky, but my trousers are all soaking wet.
Yeah.
So that means they're sticking to my legs, which means if a bee stings me on my trousers, it's going to go straight into my leg now, which is awesome.
And we didn't really get a chance to check
So there could
whether
be
there
bees
could
in
be
here
bees
with
on
us.
us. Just ran in straight into the car.
It's your turn to get stung today, isn't it? Bloody hell. Well, it seems to be going down a bit, to be honest.
Yeah, it has gone down a little bit. Yeah, it's just a bit red.
It was actually sticking more out, wasn't it, actually? Quite nice actually having the cold and the rain on the bloody... Oh, that's quite nice. So, time to have a coffee. I hate having breaks. I really do hate having breaks.
There's not much you can do in that. I mean, look at it.
It could actually rain like this all day. What do we do then? We've got to have this job done today because we need to go on that big course tomorrow.
Yeah.
For 3 days, so...
Right, so we'll be back.
When we're back.
Yeah.
The bees are here where we want them safely now. So we're taking them from Sedgley, they're now living in Kimber, which is a rather nice view they've got here. Basically that rain kind of did us a big favour because it was so heavy for so long that 90% of the bees that weren't already in the box, so we already had like 90% of the bees anyway, but then 90% of them, sorry, 10% of the bees total was outside. So when the rain came down, 90% of them ones that weren't still in the box actually came back and went underneath the box again, which was a bit annoying. But then we sat in the rain and we thought about it, and we realised we got some massive big bin bags that we use when we do big loft sanitations where we can take all the insulation out. So what we did, we went up there in the torrential rain. Obviously we couldn't film it because we haven't got a waterproof camera. And we put the whole thing with the bees underneath in the big bag, put another bag round it, brought it all down the scaffolding, put it in the back of the truck, and then we brought it here, brought them straight up, and taken the bags off, and as you can see, they've all survived on the outside as well. There's 1 or 2 dead ones, but we know the queen's in there.
Queen extruded on the front.
Queen extruded on the front. We've got one already fanning here.
It's a weird noise they're making.
It's a big noise, isn't it?
I wonder if they are
Big
trying
old
to
noise.
chew at the polystyrene.
It could well be. It could well be.
I almost feel like opening the top to let a gust of fresh air.
They'll be all out.
Gust of fresh air in.
They're calming down now. It's been a stressful couple of days, really. So another job done by the Pest Interceptors. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our page. If you're watching this on Facebook, we've got our Pest Interceptors Facebook page on there where we do lives and there's loads of information. And also obviously on YouTube. What do you have to do again?
Like and subscribe.
Like what?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Subscribe's the important one, I think. And I think you can hit a bell or something. Can you hit a bell?
I think that's the subscription, that is.
My ears starting to go down rather quickly now. So that's the thing with stings. They tend to be, the more painful they are at the time, the better the outcome, because the quicker they seem to go away. Whereas you get a little sting and it'll be itching you for 2 weeks. So I think we're not going to open up all this comb. It's unbelievable how much comb was there.
Yeah.
We want to get these settled in first, don't we? Time for a pint and a cob, I think, son.
Yep.
I think that's the...
And at some point, string all these videos together.
Yeah. It's good to get all the points over and to make people understand that no job is like any other job. Anyone who pretends that they know what they're on about and they can say, oh yes, it's going to be, I'm going to do this in a day or 3 days or whatever. Just take it with a pinch of salt, because once they're on the job, aren't they? And then they've got you by the short ones. You know, they've literally got you by the cojones, because what you're going to do, say, oh well, I ain't paying no more. Whereas with us, we give you a price up front, and then we talk you through what could happen and what couldn't happen. And that's part of these videos, really. So yeah, again, please subscribe to the page, and we'll keep you posted.